if you haven't had an opportunity to watch Captain America Civil War, stop listening now, major spoilers, here we go. This is the reason why we're having division among the Avengers, okay? And it all comes from a speech given by Vision after the Secretary of State leaves. It's pretty powerful, man. I love the banter between Falcon and War Machine. Just them going back and forth, trying to, I guess you can say, grasp the concept and the reality of this situation that they're facing, man. Falcon, he says to War Machine, he says, how much longer are you going to play both sides? I thought in the trailer that, that was said to, somebody else said to Tony Stark or something, but it was Falcon saying that to War Machine. Really, really awesome, man. Let me read this causality speech, man, from Vision. He says, our very strength invites challenge, challenge incites conflict breeds catastrophe. Oversight is not an idea that cannot be. Oversight is an idea that cannot be dismissed out of hand. And what I really liked about that, man, is Vision is not. Vision is not. He's not human. He's an android. But he has all of the information that Jarvis had. He has everything that Tony Stark put into him. And his understanding mixed with, what Ultron, had, it's like completely, totally polar opposites of what Ultron was. And just to see how much information he has and possesses, it's crazy. But he's sitting there saying this inside of a sweater. Okay, so he looks like Bill Cosby to me. It's really, really awesome, man. But yeah, let's get into it, man. So after they leave, and this goes from the 27-minute mark all the way to the 31-minute mark. Okay, this is what we're talking about. I'm sorry I didn't say that at the beginning of this. But during this time, you just have literally the Avengers just going back and forth and getting all those ideas out there. Okay, here's a couple of quotes, man. Tony Stark, he actually didn't speak at all when everybody was arguing, man. And then after that, Black Widow's the one that says, she says, Tony, are you going to sit there and not act like yourself or whatever? And then he finally gets up and we get some information that we needed. And once again, it goes back from the previous scene. The previous scene goes forward. There's one scene which tells a story. A new scene is introduced. The next scene clarifies the story that was previously told. Okay, so Tony Stark gets up and he shows this picture on this little futuristic thing. He shows this picture of Charlie Spencer, and then he tells everyone. He says Charlie Spencer was in Sokovia. He could have went anywhere else in the world, but he decided to go to Sokovia to help low income to help build low income / affordable housing units for the poor in that country. And he could have went anywhere else in the world, but he went there and we killed him. Okay, and then that is the reason why, that is the idea behind the concept of Tony Stark agreeing with anything. That's why he said, I'm game for this, any shape, form, or fashion to stop all this killing. Okay, and the Charlie Spencer had so much potential. The grades were there. He had a lot of ideas. He can see that he was helping out the poor people and stuff. Really just broke Tony Stark down, man, inside of here. So that's what he's going for. They give this idea, that it's the UN. The UN is nothing like Hydra. It's nothing bad. It's something that's good. It's not Shield. And then Captain America comes back and he says, yeah, but it's run by people with agendas. Agendas change. And whenever we decide to just go along with this. Let me make sure that I get the actual name, because I make sure that I wrote that name down, and I want to make sure that I repeat it to you guys. If we go with this, here we go. Not right there. Give me 1 second. You're into control. Sokovia Accordance. If we go with this as Sokovia Accordance, then we lose we lose our right to choose. That's what Captain America says. And then Black Widow surprisingly was agreeing with Tony Stark, which kind of, I think, threw Captain America off. It threw Falcon off and a couple other people. Tony Stark comes up with this idea. He says, if we don't do anything now, it will happen later. He said, I can almost positively guarantee you that it'll happen. And then Scarlet Witch says, so they're going to come for me? And then Vision, says to Scarlet Witch to reassure her, he says, we'll protect you no matter what. And then Scarlet Witch immediately says, I'm with Tony. So, we start seeing, how sides are now being formed. Captain America hasn't made a decision, but obviously he's against Iron Man, and Tony Stark is on his own team. Black Widow right now is sitting in the middle. Falcon is with Captain America. War Machine is with Iron Man. Scarlet Witch is with Iron Man. Vision is with Iron Man. So right now you just have Falcon, Captain America, and then you have Black Widow right in the middle, man. We'll see what happens, man, as time goes on. Captain America gets a text. And then after that, it kind of looks like he's a little bit distraught and just out of it. So he leaves. He's like, I'm out of here, guys. I got to go. And then he takes off. And then right at the 31-minute mark, which ends that scene, we get to see that it is a funeral for someone. And we'll see what happens with that later on, guys. Right here, guys. Let me know what you think about Captain America and this whole entire scene, all that good stuff, man. And we're almost done with the movie, man. The movie runs about 2 hours and 17 minutes, man. So it's going to take a little while, man. But we'll see what happens. Right here.